I made that sink right there be able to have water, and I don't have plumbing. Were you ever wondering how people did it? Stay tuned for this episode because I'm going to walk you through the step by steps. And welcome back to my channel. If you haven't, make sure you likes and subscribe. Press that bell so you can know when the episodes of LTC are released. So with this episode of Lock Talk Lounge, I'm showing you how to make your sink portable and have water if you don't have plumbing. So if you guys didn't know, I now have my own space, my own inclusive space for you guys to come get your hair adorned and did. But what I did not have was a sink or plumbing to be able to put in a sink. So you know your girl had to jack of all trades it. So this video is going to show you guys how I was able to make my sink have water or use water without plumbing. Now, obviously, I had to figure this out somewhere. I've watched tons of videos and seen how to do it, but I'm not gonna lie, those videos missed out some information, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. I want to say like 5 things because I went to Home Depot 5 times. So you guys bear with me. It's gonna be changing from me back to what I was doing, back to what you're gonna need. So let's start with the things that you will need to make your sink portable. So obviously you're going to need your sink. I got mine a great deal off of Facebook Marketplace for $110. These sinks are retailing for almost like 700 plus. So I'm really happy it was in mint condition and only had a little tear in the seat, but I can deal with the little tear because everything else was mint, as you can kind of see. But let's get into making this portable sink because, guys, I'm excited. Like, I did that. I did that. Listen, nobody can chat to me, you know. Nobody. Listen, don't chat to me. I know how to make a sink. All right, you guys. So you need your sink. Follow along because this is what else you're gonna need. So I'm going to go ahead and explain everything that you will need if you wanted to make yourself a portable sink, but you have no plumbing. Okay, so this is a water transfer pump. This is a outside one. You can do ones that the submerging ones, but I didn't want a submerging one. I wanted an outside pump. So this is the outside water pump that I was telling you guys. You're going to definitely need this. This comes with the hose that you see right here going into the bucket right there. And that's it. That's all that comes with. So when you go to home, when you get this now, you're going to have to get a T connector. I got a hose T connector with valves on it, so I can turn my water on and off through the valves. This actually really saved me when I was having difficulty with the cold water line. But you're going to need to get yourself a T connector because this only comes with the submerging pump only comes with two let's see if I can go back a bit. If you see the submerging pump, it only comes with two sides. One side for the hose to get the water and the other side for the water to come out from. So if you're like me and you're just going to start big from the beginning and you're going to get yourself an electrical water heater, you're going to need to get a T connector. Now, when I seen everybody explaining this, They just got a regular T connector like this one right here. So that's what they got. They didn't get any with a valve. I highly suggest getting with a valve. It allows you to turn off the cold water sometimes. Like, it's not necessary, but I think it's better, right? So when I got this, so now let's go on to the water heater. The water heater came with these pipes, but then I realized that the pipe part that it came with is smaller than the connector. So I had to get a connector so that can connect all together. Another thing that I forgot to tell you guys in this video, and I noticed that they didn't say in a lot of YouTube videos that I was watching, is that make sure that all the connections are the same size, or you're gonna be like me and having to run to your local warehouse a bunch of times to get connector pieces. So what I mean by this is, also, your T connector, you have to ensure that the head has a female setting and the two sides has a male setting, which you'll see me list here. But yeah, make sure that all the connection parts are the same size, and you're making sure that the female and male settings are correct, or you'll be visiting your Home Depot or wherever you go a lot of times. All right, hope that explained it well, and I listed it so that you guys would see. Back to the video. Connector to go to secure the smaller part to this, because these ones were a half and this wouldn't go to this, so this is a little connector, right? I have this as well too. So I got two of the connectors. I had to get so this is a connector part, and so this is connected to this. I had to get two of them because for some reason this was leaking. It's not necessary. I'm gonna have my husband figure that out. But this is why that's there. It doesn't have to, but it's working like this as it is. That's why I had to get the cap for it. Right now till my husband figures it out. But yeah, these were smaller, so I had to get a 12 volt and I had to get it to connect to one of these. So if we go back to the water heater, so you're going to connect one of the sides straight to the water heater, and then the cold water connection is going to go from here to your beautiful sink right there. Then the hot water connection is going to go from your sink to the water heater, right? You guys are going to see me putting it all together in the little box below, but that's the necessary things you need other than the buckets. I had to get a bigger pipeline because, as you can see, what came with the sink right there is a lot. It's short, so I had to get another one of a longer hose part to go into the bucket. And then, yeah, so that is all you need to make yourself a sink, or have water coming through your sink if you don't have plumbing. So we're going to go through that again. You're going to need a submergent pump. You're going to need your bucket for water. I just went with, I'm going to be using spring water. Got this. $4.99 for the jug works out for me fine. Or you can fill it up in your wherever you have your part. But anyways, water. You're gonna need a bucket for the dirty water to come out of. You're going to need a water heater if you don't want to go big with the water heater. And you can also get one of those like submergent water heaters and put it in there and it will work as well too. But I'm showing you guys the big fancy way. Go big or go home. So right now you are going to see me getting all of this together. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so here is where I'm taking out the water pump and the sub pump. I connected the water heater and started working on the sub pump and putting everything together. And this was the point that I realized I don't have the right connection parts. So went straight to the hose, connected that, got everything together, and ran back to Home Depot. All right, you guys, so I'm back from Home Depot, got the proper connector pieces so that I can connect everything together. So you see me here putting the water into the water bucket, was ready to test everything out, and then I realized it's not working. So I was kind of here like, how come the water is not coming out? Why is it not working? Only to figure out, you guys, that I put it on the wrong way. So don't be like me. Make sure you're connecting it the right way. So after I got that figured out, I put on the water tape. I put everything where it's supposed to be. But then I realized that for some reason the cold water wouldn't screw properly onto the submergent pump. Maybe that's because I didn't have my wrench at the time, but that's why I put the T connector on the submergent pump with the cold water, because I realized that was working. But obviously the T connector had a extra part, which is why I bought the But first, join me to Home Depot while I take home this cap. While I take back this cap. I feel like it's home because literally this week I've been there 5 times. But join me, we're gonna take back this cap and we're gonna get the right size cap. So follow along. All right, you guys, we are here at Home Depot again. This is the 5th time this week. But as you can see, we are at Home Depot. Now come and join me as we go in there. We changed this 3/8 cap. I think I need a bigger one. Well, I know I need a bigger one, but I know the size, but I don't know the size by heart. So let's go. So we are on our way to the plumbing section. All right, guys, so this is, no, wrong one. This is the size of the bolt that I need. This is the pipe that I have. I thought I need this size, but I actually need this size. So we're going to get the correct size, which is this size. So let's go see. Okay, so we need a cap cover. So we got a 3/8. I need a half. I need a half of a cap cover. Let's see if we can find one here. Oh, look. Half brass pipe cover. I think this may be it. This may be it, you guys. Does it look like the same size? I don't know why, but I think this is the size now the size I have is smaller. So I think I need a half, if I'm correct, and this is half. So I need a half cap, which is this. Pretty sure it's this. I hope it's this, because I don't want to come back here. All right, let's go. Okay, back in the car. We got the bolt, not the bolt, the cap, sorry. We bought the cap. I hope it's the right size because I'm tired of that place. I don't want to go back. But along with the cap, I also got an wireless remote control outlet. So that's going to be for my water pump, but we're going to get more into this. So let's go back to the salon. All right, you guys, we are back adding the cap. I'm just putting on the water tape. Again, make sure you have water tape and you add this to all your joints. Now, this part is not necessary. This is only because I couldn't get the water hose to connect to the connector right there. But then I realized why it wouldn't was because I couldn't screw it on to the connector properly, and that's why water was spraying everywhere. So when I did it this way, I realized it worked. The connector came with the water heater. I didn't have to buy it, so I'm like, whatever, I'll use it that way. But that's what you see me doing right here, is just putting the cap on and tightening everything. So, oh, hair looks crazy. Finished. Now it is the moment of truth. I already know it works. The issue I was having was the leakage and the cold water. I know the hot water works, which is the most important. But that side that just wants the cold water, even though I really don't need it, is going to get it working. All right. So let's test. Let's hope it's nothing leaking anymore. On the cold water side, the hot water side was perfect already and everything. So, um, oh yeah. And then I got this because I personally think that the submergent pump is too loud. So, what I got this for is when I'm washing and I'm not using the water, I can just turn it off so it's not loud. And then when I want to use the water, boop, turn it on real quickly. It makes it real simple for me. Just it's to me it's loud, but you guys let me know. So let's go ahead, pull that out. Okay, Jose. So we are going to turn it on. We got it turned on. So let's turn it around, show you guys. So, oh, the water heater. This is going to tell you that it's heating and it's pretty quick heating up. And this is insulation. And then down here, it just lets you know the temperature to put the water. It's kind of testing it out. And this kind of gets you guys a nice warm water right there. I like that temperature right there for you guys, right? When it gets to the heat where it wants it to, it's going to go to installation, which is just going to keep it at that warmth, right? So this is where I was having the leakage and the problem. So we're hoping that that doesn't happen anymore. So let's see. And let's hope this works. So um, I'm going to turn it on. Okay. On. So right now the cold water's off. I'll turn on the cold water. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh wait, yeah, there is. Yeah, there is on this side. So I gotta figure that out, but it's not a lot. I gotta figure it out. So still gotta figure it out. My husband's gonna, but you guys see, cold water. That's cold water. This side, you're getting me hot water. Nice warm water on this side. Yay! And then if I want to turn it off, just turn it off like that. Drain out the water. And the water will go, as you can hear, into there. So still gotta, I think my husband's just gonna have to come tighten this for me. But it's not the worst. All right? So that's how you do it.